Folks, it's that time of year again where your mom is screaming at you, vacation is over, and sleeping in is no longer because summer break is over and it's back to racing. It's lights out, and away we go for episode 153 of the Eaton Housefeld podcast. All right, we're back. We were just talking about this the other day. We do have a second summer break coming up in a few weeks, but the real actual summer break is over. I'm ready to get back to racing.
I am too. In school, I remember we had this like summer break, and then I think it was like a month and some change, and then we had like 2 weeks off of fall break, and that's what this feels like, where it's like, oh, we had summer break, and now we have like a summer break. I think it's actually the same number of weeks, isn't it? I think
I
it's
think
like
it's like 3 weeks. Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's
Uh,
like right when we get back into the like right when I start feeling back in the groove of racing, it's like, all right, wait it again. It's like, oh dang, okay.
Luckily, we got some back-to-backs though, because I think we have Zandvoort this week, Imola right after that. It's a couple of like back-to-back weekends,
Mhm.
so we got some good. It'll be a nice little like up and down of give me more racing, and oh my God, I have to do other things on Sunday.
Yeah, just get the heartbeat. It's like a heartbeat, just up and down, up and down. All right. Well, like we said, we are back. This episode of the podcast, we're going to cover our Netherlands Grand Preview, brought to you by Ian himself, our country fun facts, and then our predictions in gambling. It's a new season. That's how we're looking at it. Things are going to get better in that direction. Ian's promise.
Back after summer break in Netherlands. Zandvoort is where we're racing next. Like many tracks we race at this year, this is a historic track. I feel like you can say that about most of the tracks with a couple of exceptions. But this one, since the first year of the formal Formula One in 1952, they were racing from then until about the mid 80s. Took a 34-year quick little hiatus, and then started racing up again in 2022, the COVID year. We'll be here this year and then next year at the very least. But given just like how the races have gone here, I think it'll be a lot longer than that. With the history of this track and kind of like it being around for so long, drivers have called it old school. The layout is a little bit different. Like it used to be kind of more of a blob, like circular shape. Now it's a lot more curvy in the different parts. So looks like the blob kind of like went to the gym over those 30 years that we weren't racing there. Got a little tighter, swooping corners, sharper than the old layout. We go around the track 72 times at this circuit. That's a lot. It's a shorter track, only about 2.6 miles. Super pretty track. It's right on the beach. There's going to be wind coming off of the water. So especially in early like FP1, FP2, expect to see some spinning in those practices. People are still trying to figure out what setup to go with the car. And then also just like what the wind is going to play or how much of a factor the wind's going to play. Main thing to look out for here, one of the coolest parts of the track, I think, look out on the first corner. It's called Tarzanbocht, which is literally just, I think it means like Tarzan corner in Dutch. Hugely banked corner. You're going to see like a big camber, and then like you can pass on the inside, you can pass on the outside. A lot of action is going to take place like at there. Specifically, they're definitely get, Will Buxton, I think last year or the year before, like tumbled down and did like a roll, like you do down a hill, just to illustrate like, yep, the corners are in fact banked. And so like yeah, probably like the main thing that you're going to be talking about if you tune in for the whole entire race on Sunday. They're going to be like, oh, and coming up on the banked corner like they always do. So weather, it could rain a bit on Friday and Saturday. Sunday it'll be clear and it'll be around a high of mid 60s or so. So no race drama that's going to be weather dependent, but it's going to be a little chillier than normal. I think overall, like it'll be comfortable. You're going to see some light jacket weather. I think we're coming around toward the end of
Mm.
this. It's light jacket weather for Formula One.
I like it. Yeah, I do remember almost every year they do the bank corners. They have those little waffle circles and they'll roll them down and see how far they can go down. So I'm assuming that's going to happen again this year.
Yeah, I mean, for like the Formula One production crew, they know what the hits are, and they
Hmm.
play hits.
They
They're
play it.
like, oh,
Yeah.
Like they probably have like flashcards where it's like Zandvoort, banked corner, do something there, maybe roll like a soccer ball down or something like that. They know what gets the people going. They're good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why they're the best.
They are.
That's why they're not Formula Two. Those guys don't know
So,
what to do.
all right, that's the Netherlands Grand Preview. Let's have the folks that listen to this podcast learn a little bit more about Netherlands and talk about our country fun facts. All right, for those of you who are listening to the Eaton Asphalt podcast for the first time, all 7,000, I'm assuming, probably around there, we do a little segment here, a sector here called Country Fun Facts. We'll give you two truths about a country, one lie about that country, and it's up to you, the viewers, and the other person on this podcast to decide which one is the lie. Marco, I'm going to have you start, please. You go ahead. I'll pick out.
All right. All right. Really flip that on me. Okay. Let's start it off with a truth or a lie. All right. Okay. Amsterdam is known for their bike culture, obviously, and only in Amsterdam could you get a lift where you need to go on the back of a stranger's bike by yelling "piggy." If a local hears you and they have a yellow rack on the back of the wheel, they'll give you a ride anywhere for free. All right. The Museum Vrolijk is a medical and anatomy museum with over 10,000 unusual items from the Vrolijk family collection. This includes preserved conjoined twins, mermaid fetuses, and one-eyed creatures. And the last one. On December 5th, the Dutch celebrate Sinterklaasavond, or better yet, St. Nicholas's Eve, which is a major event in Amsterdam. Sinterklaas is a kind of like precursor to Santa Claus. He arrives on a white horse. There are parades and festivities similar to Christmas. His helpers, Santa has like his little elvish helpers, are known as Zwarte Piet or Black Pete. This has been subject to controversy over recent years because Netherlandians, Netherlandums, usually portray Black Pete using blackface.
I know for a fact that the third one is correct because I feel like I see that once a year on my
Yep.
timeline. I'm going to go with, you said mermaid fetuses, and I'm
Mhm.
going to go with that one being the lie.
That is true.
Bummer. So
I
Piggy should have suspected Piggy, dude.
it's yeah, it's I think you have to yell like bike or like bikey or it's like back something normal. But I was thinking like piggyback ride. That's kind
Yeah.
of how I took it. Yeah, the Vrolic, I do have to do probably a little bit more research on this, but the fact that it says it's a medical and anatomy museum and it has mermaid fetuses and one-eyed creatures does seem like there's some holes somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like
But I just read the facts, brother.
throw a flag on that, but
Yeah.
I mean, okay, my turn. Two truths and a lie here. Number one, the Netherlands has always been a bit loose with rules as it relates to cannabis and alcohol. They hold the title for the youngest legal drinking age in Europe, which is 15, and the smoking age of 16. Number two, there's a sport in Netherlands called Vierliepen, where competitors run towards a long pole at the edge of a canal and pole vault to the other side. And the third one is also Sinterklaas related, the Dutch version of Sinterklaas, of Santa Claus, Sinterklaas. Instead of coming to the homes of Dutch children from the North Pole, he just arrives from Spain. That's what the
Okay.
legend that he
Okay.
came over.
What's he doing in Spain all the time?
It's just that's where he lived.
The weather's pretty nice over there.
Everywhere.
I'm gonna go with the first one is false. I feel like I've said facts where other places have super young kids drinking.
Yeah, that's correct. It is 18 for everybody. So nice, nailed it, dude. One for one.
It's been a while. I feel good about this season, boys. The second half is me.
Yeah, Fjordjeppen is just pole vaulting
I
over the
see that.
canal.
That's always electric. Yeah.
Hilarious. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And then yeah, I guess like in I don't know where it's like kind of like a game of telephone with Santa Claus, where he's just like, "Where does Santa Claus live?" And he's like,
Spain.
Spain. He's like, "Yes,
Can we go? It's like, oh, it's so far.
Madrid." Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere like that.
He's there.
All right. I think that was a good start. I think that there's some pretty bright days ahead here for this two truths and a lie sector.
Yeah, I think we're building up some momentum.
All right. Let's move from our two truths and a lie country fun facts on to our predictions and gambling for the Dutch Grand Prix.
All right. As Ian said, moving on to our race predictions. I'm going to go here. Who doesn't finish? We got Guan Yu Zhou, driver of the day, Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton, douche of the day, Lando Norris, wildcard prediction. Bottas finally gets his first points of the season. Fastest lap, Sergio Perez. How many cars don't finish? I'm going to go with 2.
Love that. My who doesn't finish is going to be Logan Sargent, driver of the day, Oscar Piastri. Douche of the day, Yuki Tsunoda. My wildcard prediction, at first, I came up with the idea of Sergio Perez top 2. And I was like, is that really that big of like a stretch here? And then I went on odds and I saw that it is plus 2,000. So I think I'm very comfortable in making that my wildcard prediction. Carlos Sainz with the fastest lap, and then I'll take 3 cars not to finish.
Okay. Ian is winning 10-7, I believe.
Sure.
So
we'll go with it.
sure. And let's go now with our gambling paddock. All right, let's catch everyone up quickly on our gambling paddock. I am up a big 0.24 units. I think that equates to $4-ish. Ian is down 10.4 units. That just means that there's so much room to improve.
Yeah, the most important award of every season is the most improved.
Yeah, we just got to make sure that happens, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just get mine out of the way. I feel like I found some arbitrage on this one.
Okay.
Okay. So hear me out here. Max to win by 5.9 plus seconds. So basically greater than 6 seconds and have the fastest lap. That's where the arbitrage goes wrong. Plus 1,600, half a unit. And then my other one is going to be Max versus any other driver, race winner, any other driver minus 250, 2 units. So there's like, there is a scenario where if Max wins by less than 6 seconds and doesn't get the fastest lap, I lose. But the odds have got to be so low on that one.
The odds have got to be like
that couldn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. I just went straight up. So, we're trying to learn some lessons here. We're down $200 of the 500 that we started with. Did we start with 500? Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Down 10.4 units, however you slice it. I'm going to go with some chalk picks just to get the engine revving, get started. So I'm going to put Fernando Alonso in the points at minus 225. 1 unit there. I'm realizing that I have 3 units to bet, and that's probably not a good idea.
Nice.
I have Sergio Perez top 6 finish. That's at even money right now.
Okay.
So, that's good. Need Sergio to do well. And then Max Verstappen race winner plus 165. We're just rooting for Max this weekend, you and me.
I have mixed emotion on this one, If you can, Max plus 6 plus fastest lap, I'm your guy. Yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody. It feels very good to be back. I'm ready to watch some cars race around a track. And yeah, I think that's everything on my side. Not much to say other than let's get these cars running. Let's watch some vroom vroom.
Let's do it like Dutch. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. I don't know what it means, but let's go Dutch. See ya, assholes.
Hey, thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
I used to say I live my life a quarter mile at a time. And I think that's why we were brothers. Because you did too.